Joyride, 1957, a novel of intrigue by J.P. Wasmiller, Chapter 99. It was some 300 miles up to the Penrose Island. The helicopter had refueled once, but they arrived by noon. The pilot landed the helicopter at River's Inlet and told Misty she could rent whatever she chose at the little store. He said they would have to leave by 5 p.m. that evening. As they were landing, Misty observed this little island a few square miles in size. It was completely wooded, so she decided to rent a kayak and explore the shore. If she didn't find anything promising, she'd abandon the search and go back to being the gourmet spy, the toast of Washington, D.C. As she rode around from beach to beach and cliff to cliff, she saw nothing that interested her or looked like any clue to any treasure, but the scenery was absolutely breathtaking. She rode around a point, saw a rocky beach, and then noticed something. A bright green kayak was pulled up on the shore, and a young blonde woman was up on the shore picking through some rocks. As Misty watched, the woman tripped over a larger rock that appeared to be embedded in the ground. The woman got up slowly and began rubbing her knee. Misty rode her orange kayak on the glassy water toward the shore. "Hey, you okay?" Misty called to her. "Yeah, okay," the girl said. She was dressed in a yellow jacket and white pants. She remained kneeling on the rocky ground, staring at the large rock. Misty got out of her kayak when she hit the shore, walked up to check on the woman, and said, "Hello, are you okay?" Misty asked again. The woman turned to look at her, and Misty nearly fainted. She was, for a rare time in her life, very speechless. "Oh, hi, Misty," the woman said. "Hi, Delora." "Right, I apologize. I should have remembered. You served me some great poutine and we're at the funeral," Misty said. "I still miss him," Delora said. "Me too. You're out here for research. James filled me in on his treasure hunt before he was killed. He wanted me to continue it. I'm a student at the University of Victoria. I'm doing a paper on his research," Delora said, rubbing more mud off the rock in front of her. "Sounds fascinating. What do you have there?" Misty asked, bending over to look closer at the rock. "I'm not sure. Maybe some of the funny markings James was showing me." "Could be," Misty said. "I wish I had a camera." "Oh, I have one in my kayak," Delora said, and went over to get it. She came back, snapped a few pictures. "Could you send me copies of your pictures?" Misty asked. "Sure. You have an address?" "I do." Delora handed her a pen and paper, and Misty wrote down the address. "Do you have anything to eat?" Misty said. "I've been traveling all day, and I am starved." Delora noticed Misty had put on a couple of pounds since the funeral. "Sure. I got a couple of granola bars left. I'll get 'em for you." Misty sat down on another large rock. Delora returned, and as much as Misty hated granola, she scarfed down both bars in a few seconds. Delora put her arm around her and then said, "Feel better?" "Yes, honey. Thanks so much." "Do you think those are ruins?" Misty asked. "No, I don't think so. It looks like some numbers or something. I'll ask my professors about it next week." "I'll kayak back with you. How did you get out here?" "Helicopter." "Really? You have room in your helicopter?" Delora said, squeezing the weakened Misty. "You know, you remind me of my mother." "I hope that's a compliment." "Very much so," Delora said, kissing Misty on the cheek. The two hugged, and after looking once again at the rock of interest, got in their kayaks and headed back for the river's inlet. Delora got her gear from the cabin she was staying in, and the two got into the governor's helicopter and flew back to the Seattle heliport. Delora still maintained her Seattle apartment, along with the one in Victoria. Delora thanked Misty, kissed her on the lips, and headed back to her apartment. Misty, now feeling faint, was greeted by one of the governor's men and returned to the Seattle Pacific Hotel, and her room, the governor's suite. She collapsed on the bed, reached for the phone, asked for room service. She ordered potato soup, a club sandwich on sourdough, and some strawberry shortcake. She would go down to dinner later on. Delora stopped at the drugstore to drop off her film and then went to her apartment. She grabbed a bag of chips out of the pantry and then picked up her phone. "St. Andrew's Cathedral, Moira speaking," the voice said. "Hello, this is Delora. Is Father William in?" She waited a moment. "This is Father William." "Father, Delora here. I just got back from Penrose Island." "Anything?" he said. "No, just some rocks with scratches on them. not runes. Maybe some kind of numbers or letters, but meaningless, she said. She did not bring up the meeting with Misty. Good, nothing there. The trail is cold, rather dead, Father William said. Come by tomorrow evening about 10. 1,000, Dolores said. 2. See you tomorrow at 10, Dolores said, hanging up the phone. She sat back on her recliner, pulled the lever, closed her eyes, and began dreaming about her sister, her mother, James, Father William, or her professor.